I'm Marijke.
And I'm Jennifer.
And this is
Cats Chats!
Any ideas for home therapy practice?
I think it's really key to have something that works for the family, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something that they can use within their routines, within their lives that fit.
Yeah.
Some families can sit down and do practice for 20 minutes twice a day. They're rare, but they do sometimes have.
Yeah.
But other families, there might be multiple kids. They might be on the go with lots of other activities. And then it needs to be within the routine, isn't it? So we were talking about I Spy in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at home as well. I Spy works for that too. Because you can work on speech sounds, you can use fluency strategies, you can talk about language.
And even like games that are open-ended, like Papa Pirate or Hungry Hungry Hippo or Crocodile Dentist.
Pig Goes Pop.
Pig Goes Pop. Any of those kind of games, you can take turns doing an activity or giving an instruction and then using the game as a motivator can often be really helpful. Because I suppose in terms of, say, speech work or like working on verbs or whatnot, sometimes flashcards aren't that effective. I mean, really, you're going to understand it better if you're doing it and you're engaged in it in more of a multisensory approach, I suppose.
Yeah.
So,
bath time is great for verbs because you can be washing and pouring and things can crash into each other.
Absolutely, yeah.
So there can be opportunities within those routines to practice some of it, and we can come up with some of those ideas. And sometimes it's okay to just go, I came up with this idea and we did this. Like, it's fantastic when parents come up with some ideas for home practice that we haven't thought of yet.
Yeah, and when the kid is small, sitting at a table is just not the way to go. So having that time, I mean, I would say ideally if you could have 10 minutes of one-on-one time with your child a day, amazing. Not everybody can do that because of busy lives. But if you can, fantastic. If you can't, don't feel guilty. But just sitting on the floor, following their lead, keeping in mind like the one goal that your SLT has suggested to you and saying, okay, maybe the goal is I repeat everything they say and add one word. So I'm just following along with their lead, and when they say car, I say red car. When they say go, I say go, mommy, and I follow through. So it's just, taking that time to follow their lead and go with what they're interested in. And it takes practice, though, getting comfortable, even as a therapist, saying, okay, I have my goals in my head, but I'm going to completely be guided by the child's interests, and that sometimes is when you get the best outcomes. Is you're going with what they want. If it's a speech kiddo, it might be that you have figurines and you're naming them based on the speech sounds they have to work on, rather than having little flashcards.
And I like, if you do have something that's like flashcards, you use paper clips and those little magnetic fishing games, and you fish it out and then you say it. Or you can have a feed the animals or feed the puppet, and you can feed them the card. That's more of a learning experience than looking at something and labeling it. That's not much fun. We don't like it as adults, so why would we like kids to do it?
Absolutely.
So something more interactive. So the puppet is going, oh, what's the puppet going to eat? It's going to eat car or tar or key or tea. And then, no.
Exactly.
Make a big deal out of it.
I was thinking that in my head too.
Yeah, that's it. Cookie Monster is going to eat the cook. So that's when that real learning happens, isn't it? When it's fun. So home practice needs to be fun because it's really hard as parents to make something exciting. And you're not seen as the teacher, you're seen as the mom or the dad who looks after kids and who are the nurturers. So they don't want you to be the teacher. I mean, we know from homeschooling, it's not an easy thing, right? But to make something fun like that and ask for ideas. It's okay to do that. And little 5-minute snippets of practice can sometimes be better than having sat down. Isn't it? Even for an hour. Most kids after an hour are like,
can't function after an hour. No.
Even adults can't do that. That's a length of time. So, and to build in rewards, don't be shy using rewards. We do that for ourselves. We go, okay, I'm going to do the ironing, but then I'm going to have a nice cup of tea or a big glass of wine to reward myself. So you can build little rewards in, and sometimes the game is a reward. Playing the game together is fun, so we're going to like it. Now my own son got so excited about the games that I was like, yeah, you don't even know you're practicing.
Exactly.
That's how you can use fun games like that. Like Guess Who headbands for the older kids can be super for language activities.
Absolutely. There's some great games out there that are just games you can buy at Smith's that are great for language.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I suppose my kind of go-to is when in doubt, model. If all else fails, if all the wheels fall off, model.
And we don't mean strike a pose. Although that's fun.
Yeah.
But with modeling, the research really backs that up, isn't it? That modeling is the one thing that definitely works.
Yeah.
So if nothing else will work, that will definitely work. All you need to do,
stretchy speech, model the speech sound, auditory bombard the speech sound, repeat and add one,
and go for 8 to 10 repetitions in a minute, so that you can go, ooh, muffin. Oh, I love muffins. Miss Muffin is my favorite rhyme. This is a chocolate muffin. Which one's your favorite muffin? Muffin, muffity muffin. Yeah. So you can cheat and just repeat it like that. Exactly. But that in itself is already a lot done. And I think that's when parents can pat themselves on the back and say, I did some awesome modeling. Yeah. And a therapist will go, awesome, because it works. It really will help even just to do that.
Yeah.
Right. Next question. If you have any questions,
give us a call.
Send in your questions and we'll try our best to answer them.